time they're going to work and make good money. It's not easy here in the valley to find people that really want to make good money.
Super short. Hi, I'm Giselle Mascarenhas Gabriel, and I have Bolt Institute. My biggest challenge is reaching people and conquering their fear of judgment, conquering their fear of control so that they can share on social media and build that influence.
Hello, I'm Mr. Carlin. I come from Elite Employment Services. We're a staffing agency. So I think our biggest challenge is...
Hello, my name is Diana Hernandez. I'm also with Elite Employment Services. And I want to say my biggest challenge for this year would definitely be to, first of all, get more people, more business, and just to get myself more out there, interact, market more, definitely.
Hi everyone, my name is Giovanni Furino, and I'm a financial services professional with New York Live. I've been in the business for about 4 years, and one of the challenges that is ongoing in our profession and as an agent is stepping out of our comfort zone and continuing to push the envelope, and that's one of the things that it's not natural for me, so yeah, that's what I'm going to do. That's going to be my challenge.
Hi, good morning guys, a little late to the meeting, but we're here, right? So my name is Gabriel, I'm from South Texas Solar Systems. We're just out here helping people make a smarter investment with the utility money that are currently already given to the utility providers, and transitioning that payment over towards solar panels, which is eventually going to produce the light for your home that you need, and therefore double dipping with the money you're already giving utility providers. Therefore, making a smarter investment with your money, going green, and having a better carbon footprint when we leave here on the earth, right? And more than anything, leaving the loved ones that stay with our properties and stuff, the benefit of not having a payment later on whenever they inherit the home, in other words, right? But I'm just here to actually, try to get more credibility, get our name out there as a company. It's number one in San Antonio. It's a more saturated market out there to be number one in San Antonio. So that says a lot about the quality installs that we're doing, right? But at the end of the day, we're just trying to help customers make a smarter investment with their money.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mark Rodrigo. I'm with Ultra 104.9 FM. I'm just in sales, and that's my challenge, to make more sales in 2020. If I can help you in any way, I'll be more than happy to give you a business card. We can reach anywhere between 80 to 100,000 people at any one time during the day. And also, we have social media that we do, so if you need some help, come to me.
Hi, good morning. I'm Nicole Valdez, and I'm with Lone Star National Bank. Last year, our word of the year was growth. Our challenge of the year, of course, it's our opportunity that we're looking to overcome. And thank you for having me, and good luck to whoever's going to present.
Good morning. My name is Ivan Tamino. I own ISO Promotions, which is a local print shop. And my big challenge for these years would be probably upgrade my equipment for new technology, better service, eco-friendly materials and inks, and whatever we can provide to be more efficient.
Good.
My biggest challenge actually is unloyal competition. Be aware of that.
Yeah, do business locally.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Juliana. I'm with Just a Closet Self-Storage. Our biggest challenge in 2020 is opening the doors, because right now we're under construction. So we're out here just kind of spreading the word. So if you need self-storage in the North Mission, west side of the McAllen area, we'll be opening the doors hopefully by March. And we have 4 more in the works, so hopefully in the next 5 years you'll see more pop up. So.
Good morning, I'm Tina Ziegler, and I'm an entrepreneur. I have my own business, and my challenge for 2020 is to expand my business, to find like-minded people, to grow, because I'm also a business coach, and I want to give everybody the opportunity to be independent, to not be a slave to any system, to be your own boss. So that's my challenge for 2020.
Good morning, my name is Mario Liscano. I'm with DHR Health, and as the last remaining community-owned hospital in this area, our challenge is to continue to invest back into our community. One thing that's important for us is to bring that awareness and information to people that we are functioning as a level 1 trauma center. And before that, only San Antonio and Dallas had that service. We're not in competition with everybody, we're just trying to bring better services to our healthcare system, and we're glad that the other healthcare systems are also coming along with bringing the systems that we have been withheld from for many, many years. Our biggest challenge, of course, is to make sure that we bring our people to get screened. It's very important. That's something that no matter what age, we are affected with, kids to moms and our sisters and our daughters. That if we don't do wellness screenings this year, we will be using as what our culture says, we'll find out till we're in the emergency room. So please be screened.
Okay.
Durance, 2 minutes, biggest challenge for 2020.
Hello everyone, my name is Durance Cuba. I represent Rambo delivery company here in the Valley. One of the biggest challenges that we have is that we finding drivers. Right now we are expanded to San Antonio and Dallas, and we have 8 more cities to go in the next 10 to 12 months.
So my biggest challenge was setting up the live stream, and I already did it, so I need a new goal, right? Just give me a second, I'm still kind of catching up. If you're an entrepreneur and you want to be involved, just reach out to me. We have a set of 14 different programs to help entrepreneurs. This is just one of 14 as mentioned. There's a lot of ways that you can help. Putting up the live stream, for example. So yeah, just reach out. Our next meeting, because I know that whenever we finish this, you're gonna run out, will be the 4th Thursday of the month, January 23rd, at the McAllen Chamber. January. The ID Network.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, this one is February, but our next entrepreneurial meeting will be on January 23rd at the McAllen Chamber from 6 to 8. And it's called the INE Network. INE stands for Inventors and Entrepreneurs, so everyone is welcome. With that said, what we usually do if you come here regularly is we host 2 entrepreneurs, right? So the first entrepreneur didn't come, and between those 2 entrepreneurs, we host a trivia question. So I guess it's time for the trivia question. So today is War on Poverty Day. I don't know what that means, but pretty much a day where we create consciousness of the level of poverty in the world. So the question is, according to the last census, which was in 2017, what is the current official poverty rate in the U.S.? This is the time that you raise your hand.
Repeat that again.
So today's War on Poverty.
What percentage of the population is in poverty?
On the whole,
In the state, in the United States.
in the whole country. Okay.
Yeah. Just throw a number.
20.
35%.
No.
40.
3.9.
No. More.
80%.
Less.
45. 45.
More or less.
60.
60. No. Too much.
55.
45. Okay, so the rate is 12.3%. I heard 15, so I'll give it to them. Do you have the cups? Okay, so clink, 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 clink. 12.3% is the official poverty rate, and hopefully it's less in this up next census. With that said, let's give A space for our next entrepreneur, which is Giselle. She is the owner of Bold Institute, and they are devoted to bringing the generational gap in the new media. There is no need for traditional media perfection. It is, however, necessary to share vulnerably to connect authentically with your audience. Please join me in welcoming Giselle.
So happy I was the last minute. Thank you so much. I'm actually really excited to be here because I'm going to, no pressure, I'm going to use you all as a focus group. So let me introduce myself. Where exactly am I supposed to stand or whatever? No, it doesn't matter. My name is Giselle Mascareñas-Gabriel, and I am the owner of Bold Institute. I'm also the branding professor on Instagram. So why is that important? It's important because the most effective way to build relationships, to prospect for business, and to nurture those relationships is on social media. So let me tell you a little bit about the evolution of PR, which I'm a PR specialist. I've been doing it for over a decade. I actually say that I've been doing it all my life because my genuine passion is your success. My genuine passion and my success is based on the success of the people that I work with. So that is the fundamental being a PR specialist, right? So when I did it, I learned my skills with Indian PR, and it was client-based. 10 years ago, my job was to make them popular. I'm still good at it. The fact of the matter is that the evolution of how to do that has changed drastically, and it will continue to change. So how did I make my clients popular? How did I connect them with their core customer base and make them top of mind awareness? How did I connect their genius to the people who needed them? Well, I created events, I put out there incredible things that they were doing so that the media would pick it up and they would do a story on them that was authentic. On top of them, obviously, having an advertising firm and building their advertising. Because remember, marketing and branding are two different means that work hand in hand to create the success of a business, okay? I'm the branding tool. I'm the one that brings out the genius, connects it with the customer base, and you become part of their lifestyle, okay? So that evolution went from that to being able to do it on social media. The great thing about that, which was super exciting, was that before, only businesses with large budgets, only big business could actually afford a PR firm. Then it got into social media and small business could do it. And so we created those methods because social media was so effective. And we would build the tools necessary, bridging the gap with the public, because the attention, where is the attention? I wake up every morning and the only thing I ask myself is, where's the attention? So that I can engage so I can connect the genius of the client with the core customer. The fact of the matter is that a couple of years ago, it wasn't effective enough. And I don't want to just take people's money. I want it to be effective enough where the success is evident, the ROI is just, it's evident in the efforts that we're doing. And it no longer could be me doing it for them. They had to do it for themselves. The beautiful and amazing thing about this evolution is that every single human who has a business, who works for a business, has the opportunity to engage where the attention is at. This is the challenge. To conquer the fear of judgment. So every single person here, whatever that challenge is, if you need to connect with somebody, you need to share the 3 points of engagement, and this is what is going to build your brand. Every time you post, every time you share, every time you're vulnerable enough to get on story, to go on live, and you do one of 3 things: entertain, evoke emotion, connect, right? Be something people you become memorable. Educate. You need to educate people why you change their life, why you enhance their life, why you elevate their life and what they need. Remember, every single human that does anything at all, there is somebody who needs it. Every single person has a talent that feeds someone's need. The third thing is solve a problem. What is the problem that you solve? Simple as that. Share it over and over again with a different outfit, a different enthusiasm, but with the passion and the sincerity and the vulnerability and the genuine need to connect with your core demo. So this is my challenge. How do I get to the late adopter? Because the biggest challenge, so yesterday I had a workshop and half the room was millennials and half the room were late adopters, people who are over 40. Late adopters are people who weren't born into this, who we had to learn it, we had to figure it out. I'm a late adopter, I'm 47. I had to evolve, remember, traditional media, events and everything to going, wait, the most effective way to do this is to be vulnerable and be present consistently online. Tell me when I'm getting to 6 minutes. And so, because I can talk, I'm super passionate about this. So the thing is that, where was I? Millennials. Okay, so millennials have this intense, crazy fear of judgment. Am I not pretty enough? Comparing me to Kardashians and God knows what. Oh my God, it's crazy. The fear of judgment. But the late adopter is the fear of losing control. If they have a business, they don't want to empower their team to talk about the business because what if it's not brand worthy? What if it doesn't align with what our business is about, you guys? All we care about now is connection. We need the personal connection to be able to then pick up the phone and want to see that person. If you have a team, imagine multiplying your efforts by just empowering your team to talk about why they love working for you, the value that you bring people, the testimonials of what you've experienced. You don't have to mention names. You have the ability to communicate and talk to people every day. If any of you follow me on social media, the branding professor, you will see that I share it all of it. But this is the thing, when those people sat in the workshop, they all knew me. One person had been following me since she was 18 and she was 33. Never met her. She knew me and immediately we connected. It's real, you guys, and you have the power, every single one of you. So tell me, how do I penetrate the late adopter? How do I penetrate the fear of the millennial so that they understand to tap into their power and their genius to connect with the people who need them?
So now we open the floor for questions, suggestions, comments, and if you could repeat the question that is asked for the live stream.
How do I penetrate the mind of the millennial to conquer their fear of judgment? How do I penetrate the mind and the space of a late adopter? It doesn't matter where you are in life. You could be the employee, you could be the side hustler, you could be the entrepreneur, you could be an owner of a business who has 100 employees. I don't care. But if you don't let go and you don't connect, you're going to start losing business. Over time, the way we communicate and this is how we make decisions. Let go of control and to believe in the product that they're selling, believe in the service that they're selling, and believe in the people that are helping them build their business.
So obviously with influencers, right, that the big challenge, you talk about the millennials, that there is the haters out there, right, that you post something and then
There always has been.
And they immediately make comments. And I think you got people who put themselves out there, and if they are genuine and authentic, they're going to share things. But I think you got to kind of have that tough skin that says, you know what, there are always going to be people out there who are going to say negative things.
So I believe that the other thing that should be taught over and over again is that there's this power called block and delete. It's awesome. Like, it works. When I lived in Rio Grande City and my husband was the mayor at the time, I had a fan base of people who just detested me. Get out of our city, you don't belong here, because I'm from McAllen. Okay, so the thing is, block and delete, I didn't know it was happening. Clueless.
But don't you want to know the reality of what's going on?
I don't need to know your opinion about me if it's not true.
Well, what I'm getting at is what it is. What if it is true? Because there are people out there that have a nasty way of doing business,
and people need to find out about that, right? I mean,
That happens, absolutely, happens in reviews,
there's
exactly.
a lot of negativity, comments about one person, we have to look at it. And that's what I like about Facebook and social
That's the
media,
beautiful thing
because
about it, exposes you.
You have to see the pros and cons.
So this is what I mean by block and delete. You're fat. Is that gonna do anything for you to do business with me if somebody thinks I'm fat?
Well, let me ask you a question. If you feel fat, then let people know that you don't feel fat.
Okay, so this is where I'm going.
About reality.
Reality, block and delete, yeah. The reality is, when it is, I love criticism that's gonna help me build my business. You leave that there, you reply. But things that are disrespectful, that you wouldn't want your children saying,
totally different.
block, that's exactly what I'm saying. The judgment that people fear is not the judgment of, ooh, I could do that better, thank you for that. It's, you're fat, you're ugly. You know, like, it's the craziest thing out there, and all that is people, they're super brave behind the screen, but you can't hate right here.
But I think we're talking about business, not personal,
The judgment comes in business, it's not just they're gonna keep it as business, they're going to say awful things. When you're doing great things, there's the other side of people who are gonna have an opinion because you're taking some of their profit share, so they get people to say things. The thing about social media is that you're open to everything, and that's okay. It's actually beautiful, but you have more control than you think.
Well, on the flip side, you have brand advocates, people who are real excited, and then they're passionate about the brand, and it could be like SoulCycle, but then they become brand terrorists because something happens, they make a political decision, something changes, and then they're on social media constantly criticizing the brand, the business, whatever it is. So I mean, it's a balancing act, yeah.
But if you're not in the space, how do you connect with the people who need to know that you exist?
Yeah, business is about people, I think. You need to listen to them. Yeah. I mean, if you're out there, hey, just put up with it. As far as it doesn't cross the line of respect, it's fine. Feedback on your product, feedback on your people, feedback on your the person that answers the phone, your sales reps. It's welcome. I mean, you're out there to make money, and if you want to make money, it's very competitive out there, and you have to be good. And if you don't have what it takes to really face your customers, in my case, I charge thousands of dollars for my equipment, and if I'm not there to really make sure that my customer is satisfied, it's better go do something else. So I love that approach to talking with customers. I have over 700 accounts here in the Valley in 4 years. Probably 2 or 3 unhappy customers, but everybody has my cell phone number. They call me at the odd, hours of the day, from business owners, from everybody.
Are you sharing on social media? Do you get on? You do?
Absolutely.
You get on personally? I love that.
Yeah,
to connect.
Absolutely.
So I have a question. How big is your team?
My team is me and my husband. I teach. I don't build your brand anymore. I teach you how to do it yourself.
I think also we have to remember that as business owners, we're obviously trying our best to be the best, and so sharing that shouldn't come with all these negative aspects. I mean, we're sharing the best, and we want people to know what we're doing, and I think it's important to share because. So I was thinking about something that you had said, that people go to San Antonio because they don't know, but how do they know? By putting yourself out there, by branding yourself to a higher level. And it's actually happened to me where people from Houston and San Antonio have come to McAllen to take photos. And I think a lot of it has to do with the branding and putting yourself out there, because people are on social media looking for stuff, and this is where they find it.
Well, I would add that, if you're doing it, and if you're putting your best work out there and putting your message out there, and you're being consistent and constant and doing it enough, it's gonna drown out all the haters. If you're doing
And it does. Your quality of work Your quality of work is going to speak volumes, and the negative isn't negative. It's not enough. But the thing is that shouldn't be what you focus on. It should be focused on, you should be focused on your customer base. You should be focused on building relationships. So that's the thing. When you're focused there, you're right. It shouldn't matter, but it really does matter to a lot of people.
Not everyone's your client.
No, not everyone's your client. You should be like, good riddance. You're not my tribe. That's okay. No problem. That's a very good point.
That you need to really put out there the right expectations for customers. You don't promise more than what you can really deliver. That's the biggest mistake that I've seen from all kind of companies, big and small. Just create the right expectations, something that you can meet, something that you can deliver.
And it holds you accountable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Other comments?
How do I convince you to do it yourself, to get on social media right now and share the awesomeness of what you do? How would you be able to conquer that fear of turning the camera on you?
Would you mind sharing a story of one of your clients?
Oh my God, there's so many. Barbara. Honestly, my favorite one is the confident planner. She was petrified to be on camera, petrified to speak. It would take 4 hours to do a little 30-second, but it was the process, and just is the process to be able to conquer that fear. Once she conquered it, she shares all the time. She's built so many amazing relationships. She is one of the top agents in her industry. And she gets most of her business through social media, not because of me, not because of anybody, but because of the effort that she puts in. So her return on investment is the influence that she's built by investing in sharing. She built that ROI, she built that influence. And now with that influence, she acted ambassadors that have learned about what she does and what her magic is, right? And how she's super amazing at customer service. So she has all these people talking about her, because that's what she's built over 2 years. And the other thing is she was patient. She was patient, and she knew that she just had to stay the course. But it took a very long time because she was petrified.
I think I have a suggestion. For the late adapters, part of it is they're so focused on running their business, they don't want to take the time to market it. And so one of the tools that you might give to them is teach them about some of the scheduling and all of that. Obviously, it doesn't work for stories and live feeds, but to at least have the basic stuff scheduled so they can plan their week or their month with the primary messaging, and then do all of the other stuff kind of around it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that. And helping people do that, the main thing is it just happens over time, is piercing their ability to be vulnerable, to be able to do it. So they have all the plan and they know that the value that they bring and everything, and it's just stepping over that line of being vulnerable and sharing authentically. And so, but I'm gonna conquer the challenge for sure.
Okay, I'm a late adapter, I have to say that.
Hi, late adapter. I'm a late adapter too.
To me,
Lord Almighty, you're kidding, right?
I love those.
That's amazing.
So, but to me, honestly, everybody's putting out their stuff, and as a consumer, I just don't have the time to look at all the messages and all the things that are there. And do people really? That's my question. Do people really engage? And do they really follow up? Buy the product, or do they really remember? That to me.
They really,
so much
really do.
And there's some bad
You're
ones.
right. You're not gonna pierce. You're not gonna pierce anybody's top of mind awareness or anything overnight. It's gonna take years. But you're building relationships, and that's what you're doing. You're showcasing what you're capable of, the value. You're leading through the value that they're going to experience by using you, by investing in you, by hiring you. That's where you're leading from. You're not leading from the sale. You have your marketing in place. You've got to build that. That's obviously happening if you have a business. Branding is different, and now in this new era of media, It's you. You are the brand. Your team is the brand. The culture of your business is the brand. People want to connect with people. They want to be able to go learn about your firm, call, and say, but am I going to see you? Am I going to meet you? And that's just the reality. So yes, overtime.
Dina, I will say on Facebook, you know, there's so much of the forwarding stuff and the sharing stuff that I pass on, just sort of zip down through, and then when I see an actual something from a human being, something that somebody's written, I'll stop and read those now.
Okay.
So
yeah.
if you're putting something, you know, out there that's from you, I would be more likely to stop and read your stuff than all these other things.
Right,
That
it's
I
like
mean,
a
they're wonderful,
sponsored-
and I share bunches of them, but I get to the point where, ugh, and I'll just
Exactly, that's
put
happening to
down
me.
until
I
I
mean,
find something that somebody's actually
right,
written.
it didn't used to be like that, because like now it's everything is sponsored and
Yeah.
this and that, and sometimes I get so disgusted, it's like, okay, just crap, I just don't want to
Yeah.
waste my time with this.
But I always get so much more likes and stuff when I share share personally,
right,
than
yeah.
just the stuff I.
I'd like to say a little bit about Facebook. It's helped me a lot, and thanks to Stephanie here who turned me onto it. But my biggest experience, positive experience, was this last November. I joined up with the City of Mission for a Veterans Day golf tournament where the veterans would play free, and everything was free for the veterans. And I selected the Veterans Day to have the tournament. And when I approached the committee, they frowned on it. And they said, well, why not the day before or the day after, but why the Veterans Day? I said, because that's what we're celebrating, right? I said, but everybody's busy, and I said, well, veterans that play golf, they don't care. They're gonna play that on Veterans Day because that's what we're celebrating. And 2 weeks, and we started in September, and the tournament is November 11th, right? And they didn't see any activity. Nobody signing up, and I said, just wait. And our goal was 100, right? And like everything else, it's got its own timing. So 2 weeks before the tournament, only 6 had signed up, and the director was very worried. And he said, hey, Silver, I'm sorry, but it's not going to work out. I said, what? There's only 6 golfers playing, 6 veterans. And I said, just wait, man. What I've been doing was hitting Facebook, and what nobody knew is that they were sharing also. The day before Veterans Day, I started getting calls. 130 veterans showed up, a little bit over, but my count was 130.
Congratulations.
So it is very effective. And we don't know
And
what's going behind
we're
the
on
scenes.
Mexican time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was like awesome. That's practical in every aspect of our events, right?
I have a question.
Yes.
How do you acquire your customers?
How do I acquire my customers? Honestly, it's word of mouth, and I share every day. And so our evolution before, I've never done advertisement, I've never done anything like that. And remember, my team, our effectiveness is being able to, for my client to be successful. So in the past, when we did have a team of 5, it was about the client, and we could only take so many, so then we would close up being able to take anybody else. And then as the evolution of social media is whatever that we could do effectively in creating for them. And now it's basically teaching, and now I am creating what is the Rugi method, and it is a method to accountability and stuff like that, which is the scaling method, and that we haven't launched yet, and we're hoping to launch with New York Life, because I just got back from New York, so yes. Thank you so much.
Before you leave, Giselle, let me just give you a token of appreciation, especially because last we had 17 new people that showed up that never had been in a 1 Million Cups before. If you're new, please raise your hand. Cool. So how many of you find us by email? Okay. Facebook? Okay. All right. Meetup? Okay. Any other resources? I have, if you RSVP'd, I must have your name here. I'm gonna give this out because I don't want it in my office anymore. So, if you're a new name, thank you for being here. And our next meeting, second Wednesday of every month, right here from 9 to 10 a.m. If you want to pitch, let me know. You can sign up at 1millioncups.com/McAllen. And that's pretty much it. Thank you very much, guys, for coming.
You always do a law show.
On the radio?
Yeah, maybe
sometimes I sound negative.